Hello everyone, it's Max, and welcome back to the best live-action cartoon movie. Now, we had initially canceled this series, mostly because, as the editor, I didn't find myself motivated to edit any of the footage together. But, me, Ducko, and Ribbit have been wanting to continue this series after all, but now we're going to do so in a podcast-like style. There aren't going to be any real visuals, just us three discussing a movie together with this one image. I know it may seem like a downgrade from the original format, but we'll take it over nothing. Anyways, the episode you're about to watch was actually recorded just before we had canceled the series, so this is actually pretty old stuff. But you can expect that we will be covering the next movie after Looney Tunes back in action pretty soon. So, without further delay, here's another entry in the best live-action cartoon movie. Hey guys, welcome back to the best live-action cartoon movie. And today, contrasting with the two movies that we just saw, we're a little more optimistic about this upcoming Looney Tunes movie. Looney Tunes back in action. Yeah. Oh boy, I think it's gonna be better. Although critical reception is not, it's like sort of mixed with this movie. But I feel like it's gonna be good. Let's start. But we're gonna start by talking about our relationship to the Looney Tunes, the original, the whole franchise. Starting with Ducko.
All right, Looney Tunes. Who doesn't at least somewhat know Looney Tunes, unless you're a Zoomer? Well, I hate those meme terms, but anyways, Looney Tunes. I've seen them since I was a kid, but one later one they did where everybody got body snatched scared me as a kid, and I tried to change the channel whenever I thought it'd come on again. But that was a while ago. I was a little kid, so. Anyways, I'm old enough to remember when they were on Nickelodeon for some reason as well. I like all the classic characters. My favorites probably being Bugs, Daffy, Marvin the Martian, and for some reason Gossamer. I don't know why. I just like how Gossamer looks for some reason. I think Duck Amuck is one of the greatest cartoons ever made, like, period. And I don't like all the old racist cartoons again, but oh well. Yeah, okay, anyways, the Looney Tunes show is actually alright. Wabbit, sure, I've seen like one or two things of it, but
was Wabbit good? Is that still running?
I saw like I don't even know what they're doing with. I think they moved on from it and they're going into another one. They're making new shorts, and I think I saw that new short.
The new shorts look really nice. They're like super fast paced and like really well done.
The Wabbit designs look like trash. I'm glad they moved on.
Wabbit. I watched a few episodes. It's like, you know how like sometimes they try to recapture Looney Tunes, but it's just doing the same gags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Looney Tunes. It's just rehashed basically. I'd say.
Yeah. The Looney Tunes movie before this that we skipped over, Space Jam. There's already enough you can say about Space Jam. Space Jam is more of a cultural artifact than a movie. I think I've said that a lot of times already.
And also, like, less like a Looney Tunes movie. It's more of a sports movie with the Looney Tunes in it. And probably it's a lot of focus on Michael Jordan too.
Yeah, it's not called Looney Tunes. It's called Space Jam.
That's why he went back to basketball. It was all Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
So.
This film was like all about Looney Tunes.
Yeah, and this movie, I saw it before a while ago. I liked it. Let's see if it's still good, or I still like it. And I like Brendan Fraser. I feel like he got a bum rap for a while. It was unfortunate. I don't want to go into the details, but it's sort of like not exactly like, but like he and Shelley Duvall both got a bad situation for a while. But he's coming back now. He's in Doom Patrol.
I adore the original Looney Tunes, and almost all the shorts I've seen have made me laugh in some way. My favorites are usually the ones with Bugs and Daffy, and when they interact, those are like the funniest, and they have great moments together. I love it when Daffy screams his head off, and I think Daffy's probably my favorite my favorite of the tunes. Although Bugs is also, it's like second favorite to me. And I do think Bugs is my favorite shorts, while Daffy's my favorite character. I think I like seeing Bugs trick people and outsmart people. Although I think I like him. I think he's at his funniest when he's the one getting fooled around with. Like, I like those Cecil Turtle episodes where he like loses his shit and throws a fit of rage all the time, as opposed to like being just calm and tricking people. When he loses his shit, it's hilarious. You don't expect it. I've seen some of the other Looney Tunes stuff, like Space Jam, this movie, and the new Looney Tunes show, but nothing has ever really matched the original shorts in terms of great writing and charming characters, and they just seem like cash grabs. Although, if this movie, it feels like it's better than, at least Space Jam. Not sure about the new Looney Tunes show, because it's been a while since I've seen that, and I don't remember how good it was. I've seen this film before, and I liked it, as I think all of us have seen it by now. I think we've all seen it when we were younger. And I actually expect it to hold up.
I never finished
it. Oh, you never watched it?
Well,
you never? You walked out of the theater!
Oh yeah, I pulled a Phantom Strider and walked out of the theater.
Oh my god. Apparently Phantom Strider thinks it's so bad.
Yeah.
I
would like to, I want to mention that Phantom Strider himself said that, with Looney Tunes back in action being the first movie I ever walked out on. So he really didn't like it.
I mean, I don't remember it being bad. I remember it being pretty self-aware. And it's actually got Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck being the stars of the movie, and since they're my favorites, that's cool. I hope this is a good ride, and I doubt it's going to be bad enough to me to walk out of the theater on.
Okay, Looney Tunes is one of my favorite cartoons. As oversaturated, I guess it is. The Duck Season, Wabbit Season short is one of the most well-written shorts that I've ever seen. Like, that is comedy peak, in my opinion. Bugs, Daffy, Porky, Elmer Fudd, especially with his grilled cheese, and
oh my god,
especially Marvin the Martian. Marvin is my favorite, I'd say.
Marvin's pretty good.
I love Marvin. I love the originals, of course, but I also enjoyed the Looney Tunes show for what it was. I don't think it was like, I don't like it as much as the original, obviously, but I think it really did do a good job with the Looney Tunes characters as, like, little slapstick as there was. There's, like, 3D shorts with, like, Daffy. There's, like, one with Daffy. I think it's called Requiem for a Hunt or something. And that is...
Oh, I've seen that! I've seen that.
It's so well animated.
I don't think it was called Requiem for a Hunt, but that's what Elmer Fudd was going to go watch.
Yeah, he goes, Requiem for a Hunt? That's right up my alley.
I like that short a lot, actually.
Yeah. I've loved
I actually should watch the... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I should probably watch the Looney Tunes show again, actually.
It's really well written. Like one of the episodes opens up and Daffy's like mowing the lawn and Bugs is suntanning. He's like, "Hey, how come I'm stuck doing all this?" And Bugs goes, "Don't you remember? We agreed that you do the chores for 365 days of the year, and I do them for the rest of the year."
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved them as a kid, and my appreciation has only grown for them since. Even if, like, I don't think they're the titans of comedy they used to be, because Wabbit wasn't very good. I like their new shorts though, as I mentioned. And speaking of which, Looney Tunes has a few issues with movies. Space Jam was pretty mediocre as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Ducko. And
Ducko's a Space Jam stan.
Yeah, and all.
Oh yeah.
All the other movies are closer to compilations than actual movies, like Daffy Duck's Fantastic Island, which I watched all the time when I was young. That was my favorite thing to watch. So I'd say Back in Action is probably the overall best Looney Tunes movie, and I predict that it will be pretty near the top of its list. I don't think it'll have much trouble getting past Garfield and Scooby-Doo. I think its main rival is Popeye. I think. Personally.
I don't know, Ribbit. Melvin Dew was quite spectacular. It's gonna be hard for Bugs Bunny to pass that dog.
Yeah. Also, I know I actually never got to this part when I was young, but I do know there is a pretty long part of this movie with Marvin the Martian in it. So I mean, I instantly approve.
I'm pretty sure this movie gets into space later, and Bugs gets a lightsaber.
Yeah, and we get the scene.
Duck Dodgers.
Jocko. That was in.
Oh yeah, Jocko versus Duck Dodgers. I parodied. Well, I didn't really parody. I just sort of ripped it. I ripped that part where he explodes and put that in Jocko versus Duck Dodgers.
Really.
So
funny.
I guess this movie really did put an impact on me. Because I remember that scene by heart and wanted it in.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna watch Looney Tunes Back in Action. We'll get back to you and tell you what we think. Bye.
Yeah, see you soon.
Showbiz legends like me shouldn't have to play stooge to that long-eared, carrot-chomping, overbite challenge.
What's up, Doc?
Hello guys! We just got done watching Looney Tunes Back in Action. And what did you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yes. I quite liked it actually. And I don't understand why it gets such a bad rep, because actually it was really funny.
Phantom
It's very Looney Tunes-like.
Phantom Strider walked out on it.
There's a lot of good Looney Tune gags in this, and also like a lot of references to past Looney Tune stuff that I really liked.
This feels like the most fateful, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of fateful scenes. I liked. I think my favorite scene is probably the one where they get in space and they fight Marvin.
Yeah, that's
and
the
Duck
best scene of the
Dodger
movie,
shows up.
in my opinion. Yeah.
It's especially faithful. Sorry, because they are the cartoons. They're cartoons. The Looney Tunes, anyway.
Yeah, like actually being a lot of the Looney Tunes characters show up. I think every major Looney Tune shows up in this movie to have a scene.
Except for my boy. Yeah, except for my boy Gossamer. No Gossamer.
Yeah, Gossamer didn't show up. This really did
cut.
feel like a Looney Tunes movie. I mean, the main focus was Bugs and Daffy, but they're the most famous ones, so it makes sense to have them be the focus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. I think some of my favorite parts are like just when Bugs and Daffy are fucking around, like when they fought Elmer Fudd by going into the paintings.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Bugs and Daffy were really well written in this movie.
Yeah, they felt like their characters and they were done justice. And also, they have, like, Bugs Bunny is actually really nice to Daffy in this. Like, I even though Bugs is always, like, tricking him and shit, it actually feels like he cares about him, which I liked. They added some layers to the characters, which is good. I think they did pretty good, and Daffy was great, as he usually is. That was pretty good. I think there are a couple things holding us back from being amazing, which is the human characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humans.
Like the two main ones are pieces of cardboard.
They aren't. Yeah, the human stuff is quite boring.
Yeah, and also the villain is kind of lame.
It's a bit cringy seeing a guy try to act like a cartoon.
Trying to be a Looney Tune, but he's clearly not.
I like Steve Martin, but I would have preferred if they had made him a cartoon. Yeah, he should be a cartoon too, especially since he runs Acme. Yeah.
Speaking of which, a lot of people apparently work for Acme, like fucking Marvin the Martian and Taz. Oh yeah, I forgot Taz farts in this movie.
And
that's probably the worst
Wiley.
So this movie is not afraid to go to the juvenile humor.
Yeah.
But like that's like the only joke that's pretty juvenile. I think the rest of it's pretty smartly written.
The worst
they have a bunch of cameos from other stuff that aren't Looney Tunes. Like there's a Dalek and they play the Gremlins theme at some point in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scooby-Doo is in there, and Batman.
Oh yeah.
There is the
Batmobile that Daffy steals.
There's a part of this movie where Bugs says, well, you know, I found Nemo."
Speaking of music, they have this really good rendition of this classic Bugs Bunny song that they use.
Yeah, they have.
Really cool
they remix it like more than once throughout the movie, and I think they all sound like really good. I want to see if I can find them online.
Doesn't Michael Jordan show up for this in a little bit?
Yeah, Michael Jordan,
like from
cameos.
Space Jam.
It's during the scene where they're unzipping themselves repeatedly.
That was fun. They have a lot of good cartoony gags that make it really feel like a Looney Tunes movie. More so than Space Jam, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what do we say of the visual appeal to this movie?
I think the Looney Tunes were animated really well in this movie.
Yeah, it's actually the best thing you could do with a live-action cartoon movie is keep them cartoons. Do the Roger Rabbit route.
Yeah.
And, like, they did a pretty good job with that. They look great. All of the cartoon characters look fine and I'm good.
The expression work in this movie is really good. In particular, I noticed, like, during the final scene, like, Marvin the Martian is not a very easy character to work with as far as, like, expressiveness goes, because he just has eyes, but they were able to get, like, every emotion off really well. I appreciate it.
They got us running down.
Yeah, Marvin...
scuttling.
Marvin was my favorite part of the movie, probably just because of how they animated his walking animation. It was really funny.
All the characters were done great, and I every time Daffy and Bugs were on screen, it was really fun. And luckily for us, that was most of the movie, having the cartoon like Bugs and Daffy be around.
Yeah.
What do you say about Ducko?
I think. Are we still on visual appeal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you want to move on.
What I gotta say is, I like that they kept them cartoons. I like the scene where they go through all the paintings, and that's a pretty interesting scene.
Yeah.
And,
That was really well done.
And this is what I have to say about the visual appeal.
Okay.
Everything else was already covered.
How faithful is it to the source material? It feels like a Looney Tunes short, just stretched out to be a movie.
Yeah.
Now, it's not exactly like the Looney Tunes, but like that's just because they're so far gone at this point that it's like they tried their best and they got a good result, I think. Because this movie is made a while after they've made a bunch of spin-offs to Looney Tunes, and like it's not exactly like watching the original, but it's pretty close. I'll give it that, and I think it's fun. It really it gets that like fun experience down. The humor is spot on, and it's pretty. Yeah, I would say it's pretty faithful. And lastly, is it a good movie?
Yeah, I'd say.
I would say so.
I wouldn't say
so.
It's not like amazing or anything, but
It's good. It's fun. If you like Looney Tunes, this will probably be fun for you.
yeah, I think
Probably.
you'll enjoy it if you like Looney Tunes. Probably, maybe you might hate it like Phantom Destroyed, but
You might walk out and
no.
feed it. I don't think it deserves like a 50 or so % on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it deserves a pretty high score.
yeah, it's a solid like I'd say a 7.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, the humans are kind of cliched, but to some degree, I think that is the point. I think that they were intending to make, like, just some standard human characters. Although maybe they should have made more jokes about that, if it really was intentional.
Yeah.
But this was still really, really fun. It's a really fun time to watch, and I think it does. It's pretty good. Where should this rank?
Between this and Popeye?
Yeah, between this and Popeye, what's better?
Okay, my opinion is that this movie at its best was better in my opinion. Like that scene with Marvin, I think I liked that more than anything in Popeye, but Popeye was just
more fun.
It was just more consistently good because during that Marvin scene, they kept on cutting back to the human characters, and that wasn't nearly as interesting.
I mean, okay. See, the highs in this movie are higher than Popeye's highs, but it doesn't stay that way for the entire film. Popeye, it stays on a consistent level of quality and good emotion. And I think this movie is great at comedy, but I think this since we spend so much time with the human stuff, I don't think I start to think that like maybe they don't know that the characters no one cares about them. Because there's like lengthy scenes without Bugs or Daffy or any Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a knock against the film because I still think they pull through despite that fact. But if you'd ask me what I think is like better, like as an overall live action cartoon movie, I guess, I would go for Popeye. Just ever so slightly.
I'd personally probably rather watch this because I think I had more fun watching it as a whole. But like, if I was to say, because Popeye, I felt like it oozed with charm and effort, as opposed to this one, which feels a little bit more like, oh, let's make it feels a bit more corporate, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Has a little bit of cringe, Doc. They posted a little bit of cringe, all right.
Oh yeah, that's right, dog. I posted cringe, all right. Would you like to unsubscribe now, or would you get home?
So, Ducko, would you basically agree with this, or do you have something to say about it?
I would say, okay, there's a lot that stands out about both movies. I would slightly rank Popeye over this one, because Popeye just feels like more of like a classic, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, like, it kind of is
clearly flawed.
Yeah, it has some flaws, and it's like kind of trading on some other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's very close. Really, these two could change spots later if we feel like it. But right now, I think we can agree that Popeye is number 1, and this is number 2 right now. Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Yep.
Which is, I think it'll stay pretty high, actually, because this is really good. But, next time, I don't feel like it'll be on a similar quality. So next time we're going to be watching the Smurfs movie with Neil Patrick Harris. The whole gang comes together, the Smurf village, they're on the run. It's going to be a great classic. I can't wait.
Not the Smurfs.
I am really not looking forward to that movie.
So, we'll catch you guys next time when we watch the Smurfs. Yes, yes, can't wait.
We watch the Smurfs. Bye.
Bye-bye.